That was quick. This time with less Krizza, it is 5 Alive. I'm Bobby T.
I'm Martin.
And we are wrapping up this week's wrestling for WWE, NJPW, Raw, Smackdown, and all that. How you been? You have been away from the table.
Yeah, don't worry about Krizza. We just have a thing in our contracts where if I miss a show, he has to miss a show. So this was the show he chose.
It has to all
it's got to balance out.
No. So, no, that's actually not what's going on here. Krizza just decided he wanted to stay home.
Yep.
So he's home.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. That's which is cool. We will see him very soon.
Yes. So we're here. We're going to talk about the wrestling week. We didn't get a chance to do one last week because of the craziness of the holiday and everything. So we'll recap all that, the Clash of Champions stuff and everything else. My overall feelings on the pay-per-view were good. It was a very, very entertaining pay-per-view. A lot of very, very good matches. Nothing really too surprising as far as the results were concerned. No real complaints, to be honest. I love where they're going with this Kevin Sami thing, and they're very obviously also driving this Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon split. It once again shows that Raw might call themselves the premier show, but SmackDown very clearly is the premier show.
SmackDown's awesome.
It's
I think week to week it's showing me more every week.
It's a show where it has characters on it that you hate and love to hate and love. And it also has a fully fleshed out men's division, women's division, and tag team division.
It's perfect, yeah. It all makes sense.
Which is insane because they only have 2 hours a week to do it. Raw has 3 hours a week, and
with Raw, it seems like they just want to fill it in with like garbage filler.
The it's 7 dudes.
Nonsense.
The 7 dudes.
Yeah.
That's, it's very frustrating that Raw has 3 hours and can't give me a fully fleshed out men's division, women's division, and tag team division, as well as a cruiserweight division. Like, I don't understand how they don't.
Oh, we got crooked camera again. Hey, I'll clean up the camera.
Okay.
Bobby T complained last time that crooked camera.
Okay.
Keep talking.
But yeah, so as far as the pay-per-view goes, it was enjoyable. I didn't have many complaints. And as far as wrestling was concerned last week, NXT was once again the best show of the week. The main event was Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne in a UK Championship rematch,
which Martin wants me to watch.
You need to watch.
I feel like we should watch this after the show and just have a camera rolling because Martin loves watching me watch wrestling. Where I love the wrestling, so like my favorite wrestlers have been like Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho. Those guys who really kind of bring like a little lucha and a little Japanese style, a little bit of everything, and it's all awesome. And it's a well-told story, but it's also partially a spot fest.
Exactly.
That's what I want to see. And like we just watched SmackDown, and the whole time I'm like, oh!
Yeah, and that was.
I turned into this dude.
And I've been watching a lot of OSW, and they talk about that a lot, is because one of them is very much into the storytelling and the psychology of it, and the other one doesn't give a crap, just wants to see some cool stuff. And I want to see a blend, which is why ultimately I do enjoy SmackDown more. It's why I like Lucha Underground so much. Not enough to pay for El Rey, that's not happening, but when it gets put up on Netflix, I watch it. So anyways, I think we can move on, open up with Raw this week. We'll get caught up on what happened last week. It wasn't...
So of Clash of the Champions, what was your favorite thing? You weren't here to talk about this.
Favorite match was the Owens and Zayn versus Sami and... Randy and Shinsuke. Because there's 4 dudes who can... say what you will about Randy Orton. I think I've made my feelings on that piece of turd very plain. The man can work, and it's 4 dudes who can work in a match, and they obviously have a storyline that they're building towards, and they did that while putting on an entertaining match. And then AJ Jinder was good. The 4-way tag match was extremely good. There weren't very many complaints. The Ziggler Roode Corbin match was excellent. The finish to it was awesome. And then basically that was the one thing that happened last week that was surprising. Ziggler came out and cut a promo and basically said, "I've won more titles than almost any person on this roster. I'm better than everyone here. It's my job to steal the show. It's my job to make things memorable. So now you can tell your kids you've seen this." And he dropped the U.S. title in the ring and walked out.
Crazy.
So
I had, the moment I saw this, I called Martin and I said, here's how this is going to get solved. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't want to fast forward the Smackdown, so we'll wait till Smackdown. Yeah. But my fantasy booking of it's pretty much coming true exactly.
Yeah, no,
so I'm pretty happy right now. It's how I wanted it. So.
You are Negro Damas. You're pulling it off. Congratulations.
So Khalil's laughing about our crooked camera. Yes. Martin, my boy, how have you been? He was actually when you weren't here on Saturday night. He was like, "Dude, where's Martin?
I
What's
work
going
retail,
on?"
Unfortunately, and retail during Christmas is insane. My store was open to 11 p.m. You know, for those people who really need their Nike gear at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday. So yeah, but anyways, but thank you. I appreciate your concern. I was fine. It was just had to work. I didn't get out of there till 11:45.
Jeez Louise.
The worst.
But I did get there at 11:40 to get that jumpsuit.
There you go. You got it.
I feel better.
Yeah, exactly.
I got some.
Were you
some
able
Patriots gear.
Were you able to steal some stuff from us?
Well, duh. Why do you think I went there? I'm like, hey Martin, what's that? I think there's a Rocket Raccoon.
And
in
I
the
went,
corner.
what?
You're like, Rocket Raccoon's my favorite.
Exactly.
And you just ran to the corner.
Yep. Anyways.
It's very easy to steal at Martin's place.
It really is. All you have to do is point out a cheap Marvel legend, and I will go running.
Which we'll do. We'll talk actually a little bit about toys in this episode tonight. I think because we got some really good deals, and we have a couple people who are fans of toys. Yes. Don't forget, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Do hit the like button.
It actually
I think it's over here
helps.
or something. But it does help us when it shows that you're watching and you're liking. So if you do like what you're hearing.
It helps not just the video, but our self-esteem.
Well, that too, but I wasn't going to say it. When you say it, it just makes it weird. It's the implication that we're looking for.
Okay.
So,
so nothing's going to happen on the book.
So, yeah. It's Raw.
Yeah. We'll start off with Raw. Cena opens us up. They're in Chicago. Crowd goes crazy. My wife asked, "Why is the crowd going crazy? I thought they hated Cena." I'm like, "It's a real love-hate thing."
Yeah, you know what though? Here's me when I'm watching and I hear Cena's music. I just went.
Yeah. He's got a new color shirt.
All right, and then he comes out and he gives the shirt to the kid, and you're like, I can't hate this now.
Exactly. My wife said the same thing. She's like, I don't like this guy, but
what am I gonna do?
As the joke I made as he came out is like, yep, Ferdinand's not doing what it should be. We gotta get Cena.
Oh, mommy or Nana T just signed in with the damn.
Nice. So, anyways, Elias comes out and he interrupts. He is over.
I love it.
They went nuts for it.
What is great about it, and it has to be so hard for WWE creative to write around this, but that guitar not being used as a constant weapon has got to be the hardest thing for them to write.
Not really. It turns out all you need is a good wrestler and to not be Jeff Jarrett.
Or the honky tonk.
Broke 6,000 guitars, never drew a goddamn dime.
Never drew a dime.
So, if you don't know what we're talking about, watch Eddie Gilbert's interview about Jeff Jarrett. It is the funniest thing in the world. So anyways, there's a Punk chant. It's like, I get it, you're in Chicago, and you guys, Punk's parted. You gotta stop. You gotta stop with the Punk chants, unless they specifically mention CM Punk, because all you're doing is burying yourself. It's just
it's not making it look. It makes us look like hopeful idiots. He's not going to do it. Yeah. My thought we had talked about just before we went on the air here was if he's going to come back, it's not going to be to WWE.
No.
And I put a lot of weight in NJPW right now with them coming to America. They're slowly setting it up, almost the way they build a match is how they're building up their arrival in America. So I feel like someone like CM Punk, Chris Jericho now, Kenny Omega,
yeah,
start to get a few American names, and you'll draw a bunch of people. CM Punk's the big draw, though.
No, of course.
I mean, and he would be wrestling for a company that respects their wrestling.
At the end of the day, he doesn't have to do it, so I don't think he will.
And that's the other part. He doesn't really have to.
Elias did have a good audible. Elias is good on the mic, which is nice, because a lot of the not a big problem, but a noticeable thing with the homegrown NXT dudes is their mic skills aren't always as polished as they could be. But he's very, very good. Booker just misquoted Public Enemy. He is approaching Macho Man.
Oh, alright. So I think I'm going to start reviewing Raw. Not for, like, how Martin's notes are, like, notes on this thing. And I usually have, like, the card up here and then the chat and all the things. So I think I'm going to just start reviewing the Corey Graves Booker T war.
It's
that's currently happening.
And
Graves is skewering him.
And this is the thing. Like, Graves is trying to do a good job, and I think Booker T is just drunk.
I text you about that. I checked your text because I said it the best way I possibly could, but I said something to the effect like, Michael Cole is someone that we dislike, but the man does his job.
Exactly.
He pays attention to the match.
Look,
he does what he
his
can.
family's being held in a basement somewhere.
Very, very
your exact way you put it is we may slam Michael Cole for sucking, but at the end of the day, he's just doing exactly what he's been told to. He's a perfect company man. Booker T, on the other hand, what the fuck is going on in his stream of thought? But the train is off the tracks with that dude. That was a nice mixed metaphor. I can't. It's to the point where on SmackDown, Saxton's annoying, and the way he kisses ass and does the company man bit pisses me off. Mm-hmm. But at no point is he incoherent.
Yeah.
At no point does he make me.
Just...
At no point does he make me say something that takes me away from watching what's happening on the screen.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Booker T. Again.
Yeah, Booker T, I mean, it really is listening to Drunk Uncle. It's Drunk Uncle.
Exactly, it's Drunk Uncle Booker T.
Speaking
of Drunk Uncle, remind me to tell you about my Christmas and Eve. Anyways.
Oh, jeez. Oh, well, you know what's funny now? Actually, let me briefly talk about our Christmas Eve. So I go to my wife's family's house in Connecticut.
In Whiteville?
It's the heart of, as a matter of fact. If I told you exactly where it was, you'd go, holy hell. Yeah, pretty much. So it's in the Connecticut you think about when you think of Connecticut. So anyway, we're there, and Martin calls me. Or actually, first you text me with, can you talk? And that's usually like, all right, we're just going to like, we're going to just, well, it's either going to be something bad or it's going to be like, we're just about to laugh for like 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Now, what happened is Martin hasn't been at the table in over a week now, so... It's a little weird. There's a backlog
of shit we need to talk about.
Yeah, so Martin tells me, I first make my jokes. I said, look, I have a video I'd like to set up for doing a Kingdom Hearts video. Now, I know you and Chris do not like it, so I found two people who absolutely love it.
I would say I hate it. But
yes. So Martin and Chris will not be in this video, but it will be two others. So I'm talking to Martin about that. And Martin says, I got something for the show.
We will be busting these out in a later video. Look for that. It is the best Christmas gift ever.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of... it's one of those gifts. So I guess we'll just break it up a little bit. Martin got 2 identical loot crates from his father.
Yes.
And the circumstances surrounding it are just crazy.
Yes.
And the theme of the loot crates is so...
Awful.
It's from the dark days of Loot Crate.
It's from the inflatable crown days of
Yes. Yeah. That bad. That level of bad. And we're going to review it. The shirt size is hilarious. Everything about this
is made for ultimate comedy.
We are going to review this tonight, and hopefully I can edit that up and get it out as quick as possible.
But yes. Anyways, the Cena Elias match goes on. It was an awesome match with a predictable finish. Cena goes over. Elias gets the rub. It's what Cena was doing when he was the U.S. champion. It's no different here. Then Seth Rollins talking to Kurt Angle. He's like, I need to face Samoa Joe for what he did to Dean Ambrose. That was the other thing that happened last week. Dean Ambrose is hurt, so they wrote him off with an injury angle. Samoa Joe and the bar hurt his arm in a backstage attack. Jason Jordan shows up and says, "Hey, no, I'm in line to get Samoa Joe because Samoa Joe is the prettiest girl at the ball." Which he actually references in his promo because he's the best.
He's awesome. And he is the guy who he's Ferris Bueller to a certain extent, like. Yeah, Ferris Bueller, he realizes that there is a fourth wall and there's something going on beyond this.
But again, he's just confident.
Yeah, but it plays like he watches the show.
He knows himself so damned well.
Wrestlers don't watch the show, is what you have to assume.
Exactly.
And Joe plays it like he's
smart.
smart.
At the end of the day, and again, at the end of the day, Joe's been here before. It wasn't in the WWE. So
it's been here for a long time.
Exactly. So, basically, Kurt Angle's like, "Look, I can't get you Joe. I already but I can get you better, something good. It's Jason Jordan, Seth Rollins versus The Bar for the belts," which is like, why would it be for the belts? That's just dumb. I totally see what's happening here.
Exactly.
So then we get Hideo Itami, his debut versus, his second week debut versus Brian Kendrick. It's all building towards the GTS, which really weird crowd reaction to this match. They were not into it at all. And then Kendrick took what I thought was an amazing sell, but it turns out Itami basically pushed his nose back into his brain. He wrecked him with the knee. So much so that on 205 Live, he's using a new finisher because
that was the end of that.
So anyways, I'm sure it's awesome because it's Itami.
Now, if we could just stop getting Seth Rollins buckle bombing people, we'll be all set.
Exactly. The problem is, I think with Itami they missed their window. They really, really did, and now Tozawa's more popular than Itami.
Yes.
So.
Love Tozawa stuff. You could tell he's like, Christmas, what?
Yeah.
So he's like, I will just wear red with green arms.
Yeah, I don't give
I'm Christmas tree.
Exactly. So,
he's awesome.
Dallas and Axel are backstage. They're singing Miss Carols.
Miss Carols. I loved it.
So great. We get Mandy. The next match is Absolution versus Bailey, Sasha, and Mickey. At one point, Mandy Rose is in the ring. She's attacking Sasha Banks, and Michael Cole goes, "Mandy Rose, very impressive." And Corey Graves says this in the most lascivious way I've ever heard him say anything. He just goes, "Yes, she is." It was so damn creepy.
It's just,
It's like, and my wife actually said, "Isn't he married?" I'm like, yes, he is. Yeah, it was bad. It was a decent match, but you knew it was going to happen. Absolution's going to go over. Paige hits Bayley with the Rampage and gets the pin. Why in a match that has Mickie James on her team are you making Bayley eat the pin? You're just making her look less and less impressive.
They've weakened her to a point that I just can't imagine anymore. It's insane.
Yeah, it's awful.
But, I mean, you wrote this fantasy booking, or not a fantasy booking, but an unpopular opinion of what they're doing to Bayley a few months back, and it's all coming true.
Here's the thing. She's still over. The crowd still loves her.
But this is what you kind of talked about, is that WWE only knows how to write
baby faces one way.
Super faces one way, and that's the Daniel Bryan way. Is she in the middle of the beatdown that will eventually be the uprise
because
that gives us WrestleMania 30?
As much as I love Bayley, she ain't Daniel Bryan. So, yeah, it's really terrible. And that's the thing, she's not even Sasha. Sasha, if they were doing this to her, could pull herself out of it. Yeah. But they would never do that to her because her character is not like that. Bayley's character is the super babyface, so it lends itself to it. It's just not good. Anyways, Samoa Joe comes out and he cuts the same promo every time. He's super quiet. Then he's loud. It doesn't matter. I love it. Yep. He just does it so well. Then he says, "I'm getting Roman Reigns for the IC title later on tonight." So we get Kane versus Slater, Rhino and Slater, which is nice. It's nice to see more than the 7 dudes that they've had on for.
Well, yeah, we were just saying this last time we were together talking wrestling. Like, oh, so Raw has more than 6 people on the roster. All right, I like this. So
Rhino and Slater come out. He's still rocking the "He Got Kids" thing. Like they need to move on. I love the "He Got Kids" thing, but
you know what was really great about it though in this is that he worked it into that they kind of screwed me. I got kids to feed. This is right before Christmas. What are you doing? And then they totally turned Rhino into the heel face.
Exactly.
Where it's, I'm going to toughen you up.
Yeah, he's basically...
puts him in a match with Kane.
Yeah, he's trying to toughen him up and get him, get him better. And we get some awesome Rhino stuff. I love me some Rhino. I love me some Slater. So
absolutely.
I had no problem with this, except for the fact that so apparently if you aren't one of the hallowed 7 or 8 dudes, you're a jobber.
Yep. That's also the bad part. To see more people.
So then they go to a backstage vignette. We see Golddust for the first time in forever. And he's standing there. And who should come around the corner but the Titus Foundation, or whatever the hell they're... Titus brand.
Titus brand,
Dana, looking aight in that suit. She was wearing it.
Dana Brooke. That's all I'm saying about that.
Woo! Golddust does his thing, and Titus is holding his epic and throws it across the arena. Titus is damn funny. I don't understand why they don't have those guys on more. Again, my complaint is, how do you not have a mid-card on this brand?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah, there really is no mid-card. Right now, they only have a main event card.
No.
Is this because once we have 2 big pay-per-views coming up?
Yes.
Relatively close to each other when you really think of the scale of when pay-per-views come out. Raw you can only have so many matches on the card, so is it right now front load the whole thing with main event, because WrestleMania is nothing but main event.
Right, that's
when
great.
You have 13 titles now, I think?
That's great. That's great and all. Except for the fact that what do you do when Dean Ambrose gets hurt? What do you do when Roman Reigns gets popped for
put a belt on Justin Jobber? What's his name?
Jason Jordan. So anyway, but that's the problem with ignoring these people. If you continue to ignore them, when you turn around to say, hey, we need you, they're not going to be there.
Yeah.
Bray starts cutting a promo. It's a nice pop for Bray. And then Matt Hardy Pearl Harbors him in the ring. Could this be the fabled feud that works out for both wrestlers? I hope so. They're still doing that dumb Woken crap where at the end they have the screen and it says Woken and it's so dumb. It's just let it be what it is. Stop trying to be dumb. They did say at the MSG show, day after Christmas, they did premiere a new theme song, all piano driven, so very close to what his TNA one was. They come out. The next segment is the bar. They're back in the locker room. They're giving each other their Christmas presents. Cesaro gives Sheamus a Dean Ambrose figure missing an arm. And they have a good laugh about that. And then Sheamus gives Cesaro.
That figure was broken on the wrong arm.
Yes, it was.
The left arm was broken.
And
the right arm is the one that was broken in real life. And get it straight, I believe it was a winged Appaloosa. And not an evil wizard.
In episode 433. So Sheamus then gives Cesaro a Seth Rollins figure, and they talk about how they're going to break him tonight. And then a Jason Jordan figure comes out, and again, they talk about how they're going to break. It was just the bar, and they were eating senior. And
the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, oh man, I want those figures. Look at those belts. Ah.
So Enzo, there's a cruiserweight match next. It's a Miracle on 44th Street fight. I think I said that correctly.
Nana T would like to know, Martin, what did you get for Christmas?
I got this T-shirt. It was very nice.
Which is funny because she then said red clothes, LOL.
Yes. Exactly.
Yep, red clothes.
Yep.
Toys.
Yes, lots of toys. Enzo has the face turn. So he comes out and he makes a joke about Michael Cole, and I'm like, oh, Enzo with the face turn. We get a 6-man battle royal, and the crowd was...
saying that Enzo was burning Cole?
Yeah. Hey, now. So it's Enzo, Gabagulak, and Daivari versus Alexander, holy crap, Tozawa, and Mustafa Ali.
Okay,
Ali was super over. The crowd was really, really into this match, which was good because it was a great match. After the match, they cut quick to a Enzo talking up Nia Jax, and he was spitting some terrible game. It was
it was a little jilted.
It was very awkward and terrible. They get interrupted by Alexa, and they're like, "Oh, will they?" I don't care. I just don't care. I just want to see Nia Jax pick up Enzo and powerbomb him. That's all I want.
That's what's gonna happen here eventually. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, so we get Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental title. Very, very good match. Very hard hitting. It did not answer the question, which is the eternal question, which is what happens when a Samoan headbutts another Samoan.
You would think a black hole would open,
you would think something.
or it would you'd hit and then like a sonic wave would like cut the whole arena in half, according to the rules of wrestling.
Again, they would hit and then like that anime thing where it would just ripple up and time would stop and like little pebbles would come off the ground. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
It didn't happen.
I think that's ridiculous.
Crowd popped when Joe got the clutch on. They were crazy into it. It was a DQ finish because they got to keep them both looking strong because this is almost certainly happening at the Rumble. It's going to be Reigns versus Joe.
Absolutely.
Big Dog's got to look strong.
But do you make this the multi-person match so that there's a way that you can get the belt off of Reigns without having to ever pin Reigns?
You go, Joe. You do that at Fastlane or whatever the hell one is in between. Yeah.
I think it's Fastlane. I think we figured out that Elimination Chamber is SmackDown this year. I think.
Who knows? We looked at it before. I don't remember. Got too much shice going on. Anyways, we get Braun coming out. He squashes both Bo and Axel. It's meh. Bo and Axel are great, but I can't, like, I love Braun, but unless he's beating up someone I care about, like, it's just him throwing people around. And he's going to squash people. Keep bringing out mystery jobbers. Yeah,
mystery jobbers was fun seeing him pin like 5 dudes at a time.
Yeah. Anyways, Alex comes out and does his usual stick. Alexa comes out and does her usual stick. I'm the best ever.
We talked about this, and I really liked what she was saying when she had come out.
Yeah.
And she kind of like built up the crowd, smashed them down.
Yeah, and the crowd starts booing her. She's like, "I did this without you. I don't need you." Da da da.
And you're going, beautiful. Yep. This is how this should be.
Yep.
Then
Asuka comes out
oh, boy.
And makes her look like
she turned into a kid.
She turns into a cowardly heel, which is not what she is.
No.
Like, if she was a cowardly heel this entire time where she's ducking Bayley or ducking Sasha and hitting them from behind and getting DQ wins and holding on to the belt by any means possible, that would be fine.
But that's not
what she is. She's been dominant this entire damn time. So she should step up to Asuka or try and wriggle her way around Asuka.
So this is what I was saying was that when Asuka threw that kick, Alexa absolutely should have dodged it, not taken it immediately. No. Then we kind of have a choose your own adventure. One is she hits Asuka with the punch and lays her out, and you go, oh shit, she is
this
the dominant.
This is actually going to be a match.
This
Holy
makes
crap.
sense.
Yeah.
This is a match. Or she hits and it's a Terminator punch.
Exactly.
And it's just a no-sell.
Yep. Yeah, Asuka no-sells
and then you have Alexa go, oh,
and that's
shit.
when Alexa
and then she
starts
rolls
getting
out,
cowardly.
And you go, okay, this all makes sense.
That's when she starts getting cowardly, starts trying to duck her, and you're like, I get it now. She
but
was dominant, now she's not.
They turned her into a coward immediately.
They turned her...
jobbed her out.
And it doesn't... I'm sorry, that doesn't build a match. It doesn't make it look good. It does look like what they're going to do with the Women's Battle Royal Rumble is the same thing what they do with the men's, which is for a title shot.
Yeah, winner gets the title shot.
Which is great. But why do you have to do that? Asuka already is the number... She should already be the number one contender, just judging by the fact...
I keep looking at it. It's killing me.
Stop! Put it down! She should be the number one contender just based upon the fact that she's killed everyone.
She came in as a champion too. I mean, that's got to say something.
I don't know. They're very obviously building towards something. I just don't see it.
I'd like to know what it is.
She did. I gotta give Alexa credit. She looked scared shitless. The look was great.
It was great.
I just don't think it. I think
it was great. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't think it came at the wrong time. And by the way, if Alexa beats Asuka, I'm watching NJPW.
Well, then that's the other part. Now, what do? Now Alexa has to beat Asuka, right? I mean,
So then we get the tag team championship match, and it's the match you expect.
Yep, it goes exactly how you thought it was.
Cesaro murdered Rollins. There's one point where Sheamus throws Rollins into the barricade, and Cesaro comes out of nowhere and European uppercuts him on the outside, and Rollins takes the bump like he was hit by a steel beam.
He was.
Yeah. It's craziness.
A Swiss beam.
Yep. Awful.
Yeah.
Anyways, you're off your game, son. So, and then, lo and behold, as we predicted, Rollins and Jordan win the belts.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Got to put a belt on the kid somehow.
You get the belt on them. It's very intriguing where they're going to go. Obviously, Dean getting hurt screwed up their plans. They got to flail and change it towards something else. I'm intrigued to see where this goes. I don't like Cesaro and Sheamus taking a backseat. I really don't.
No.
But it is what it is. So that was Raw overall.
It was alright.
Yeah.
Now here's the issue.
Some good, some bad.
What we were talking about with SmackDown. This is very clearly the A show because the first match of SmackDown destroyed all of Raw.
It was every single match. It was the best match on WWE TV in the last
a while.
I would say, not counting NXT, a long damn time.
I was gonna say 6 months.
Yeah, a long damn time.
Like a really awesome live show.
So.
This was the kind of match too. Well, I guess let's talk about the opening. Daniel Bryan
comes out. He starts us off. He basically, says Dolph Ziggler has abdicated the belt.
This was my fantasy booking. It said what I had wanted was to see Ziggler give up the belt, and then they would run a tournament for the next winner of the belt.
Yep.
This way, Bobby Roode, it was a no-heat booking situation. They can build up their mid-card.
Yep.
Now you're going to see some dominant matches, but...
this is where you start seeing Mojo get the push. You start seeing...
There's going to be a new belt. There has to be a new belt.
And also, yes, they're going to push...
This is how Triple H likes doing it.
Yep.
So
the crowd starts chanting Rusev. Here's a hint. Rusev is over.
Holy hell is Rusev over.
So,
wow.
He announces his U.S. title tourney, and it starts tonight. First round matches will be happening. Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode.
Belly button Corbin.
So then the Golden Rings interrupt. We got to come up with a better name for them.
They need to come up with a name for them. They don't even have one.
Black and white cookie.
Ebony and Ivory.
Exactly.
The headband and the...
Sheldon Benjamin.
Dude, Benjamin was amazing in this
So
match.
they interrupt. They say, "What the hell? Why are we not getting a tag team match? We've proven that we're that much better than everyone else." Rusev Day comes out, and the crowd goes nuts. And they're like,
"I didn't know this was as over as it is."
And they're like, "Why should you get a match? We deserve the match." New Day comes out, and they're like, "We just pinned you guys. Why that? I don't understand what's going on." And I just, as we stated before, SmackDown has an hour less of time, and they can show their tag teams so well. And it's not a case of Raw not having tag teams, because she's got plenty.
They have so many that they have one of the greatest tag teams in the world right now, hawking t-shirts.
Merchandise. Yep.
So yeah, it's there.
So then we get, Daniel Bryan's like, all right, let's solve this issue. New Day, Golden Rings, Rusev Day, match, do it. And whoo boy, did they have a match.
Yeah, they did. That was match of the year, I think, for SmackDown.
It probably was the best.
Up there. At least it was the best tag team match.
Definitely one of the best tag team main roster matches I've seen. I don't think it was better than.
The only thing I think that could have improved that would be tornado rules, where you can, in this case, where there's 4 teams, or was it? I got to recount in my head. Wait a minute. New Day. Rusev Day. Golden Rings. Usos weren't in it.
No.
Okay, so it was 3.
That was it. It was 3 teams.
So you could leave the ring. I feel like, are we leaving someone out? I feel like we just left the team out. Wait, you wrote this down.
Dude, I literally have this fucking match and then Jesus fucking Christ.
Great notes.
Yes.
We did actually just watch this match just before the show too. This is the match that Martin says. Like, I love watching you watch matches that you haven't seen before.
So damn good.
spot for spot. Big E taking that dive out of the ring.
Don't like it.
We both, like, we're watching it on my computer, and we go, no,
did it the first time I saw it, did it the second time.
Every time, man.
He does it. I don't like it.
I don't want him to break his neck.
No. At least this time he popped up. There have been times when he's taken that bump and he lays there for a little bit, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like, please jiggle your toe, something, man. Yeah. So, but this match was, for me, best tag match. So anyway, what I'm saying was Tornado Rules, where if Big E leaves the ring, Xavier Woods could come in. He doesn't need to be tagged.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it took too much away from this, honestly.
There was one moment where I said, like, that's veteran Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
he drags
Gable over to the corner, so gets out of the ring, tags him, comes back in. And it's like, well, if this was Tornado Rules, he could have just jumped in, through Gate, like kind of rolled Gable out, and then did his thing.
I don't think it took anything away from it.
No, not at all. This is just me wanting marky shit. That's all.
Usos were on commentary and awesome as usual.
Loving the Usos.
Yeah, it was
when they did the splash. James is like, that looks familiar. That looks real familiar.
Yeah, Aiden English does a splash from the top, a la Eddie Guerrero, and also the Usos. And they're like, sounded familiar about that.
It was so good.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Aiden English is married to Eddie's daughter. So anyways, it was, like we said, this is the best match of the last 6 months. It really
is. And we're going to be doing, after this goes off the air, we're going to be filming a few episodes of just little fantasy stuff and our year-end stuff. I think this is going in my top 10.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah, I only did top 5. But
I think we all kind of, we'll do top 5, but it may even be number 5, because we're just going to do WWE. I'm not going to try to plow, like, be those marks or like, super smarks going,
well, that's here's an NJPW. I don't watch anything with any regularity.
It'll just be WWE. So. But we all know what my number 1 is going to be, but...
Yeah. So Shane and Bryan talk about Vince, and basically Bryan's like, I don't want you to turn it into Vince, and Vince is like, and Shane says, oh, Vince, he does the Vince apologist line, which is, he's done so much, and he's built so much, and it's just like, right, but he's still an asshole, and I don't want you becoming an asshole. It drives the van that much further down the road. Then we get Fashion Police versus the Bludgeon Brothers, because Fashion Police this week, the Ascension gave the Christmas gift that the Ascension gave to the Fashion Police, whereas the gift of redemption. They face the Bludgeon Brothers again. And they get squashed, as you expect. I do love Breeze's new shirt. I do want it. It's the dudes. It's the nerd style. So the super deformed Fashion Police, and says Fashion Popo on it.
I think that this Ascension thing should have happened back in Clash of Champions.
Yes.
Right after that match. That at least would have made sense. You go, oh, well, they've been showing up in the Fashion Finals.
Yeah.
But instead, they kind of waited too long on it, and it just kind of missed the mark.
So Bludgeon Brothers beat the crap out of them again, and Ascension come in and make the save. And then after they make the save, they say, well, guess what? You're facing them again next week. We got you another match. So you're kind of like, oh, are they fucking with them? Like, what's going on? It's actually really good, because the Fashion Police has been somewhat directionless lately, and I like the fact that
once they went to WWE, once it got off of TV,
exactly.
It's losing its way.
And it keeps the Bludgeon Brothers doing something instead of just killing mystery jobbers, which is nice. I'm intrigued to see what it is, and that's another thing. So you had 3 tag teams in an amazing match, and then you have 3 other tag teams, and hey, they're doing stuff in a 2-hour show.
Crazy.
Oh, God! Oh, I didn't even mention. You know what? I didn't even mention in our
I have to remind Martin that my daughter is sleeping upstairs.
You know what I didn't even mention in our Raw recap? Finn. You know why? Because he did nothing. He beat Kurt Hawkins. Sad. It's just
I beat Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, exactly.
Twice.
So Ruby Riott comes out as Ruby Riott versus Naomi. And she's a decent heel. I just think she's a better face.
Yeah.
I don't get what WWE hates about going towards people's natural ability. And Sammy's shown...
Because natural ability isn't what WWE created.
Sami has shown that, just because you're a natural babyface doesn't mean you can't play heel. But Sammy's not a heel. He's not even playing heel. He's
being
so convinced. He's playing the delusional face, which is he's playing Macho Man. He's doing Macho Man and the Mega Powers. That's what he's doing. And which
ooh, you hit him with the Mega Powers.
Yeah. Which is, I'm a face, but I also I got them jealous eyes. So yeah, I think she'd be a better face, but they need heels in the women's division. Which is why isn't Charlotte?
Charlotte the heel? She needs to be.
She's a perfect fucking heel.
My booking for Charlotte has always been and will always be. She needs to be Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones. Straight face, dominant, will destroy anyone.
I'm better than everyone because I have the pedigree to be better than everyone.
And then more to the fact, she then shows you she's better and does it in the most ruthless way possible.
And then,
with a straight face.
And here's the thing.
Doesn't even smile then.
Becky's a face and she's still friends with her. That's fine. They can still be friends.
Yeah.
But then she turns to Becky every once in a while. I was like, oh, you're still here.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm still better than you.
Because it's who she should be.
Exactly. It's a decent match, but then the Riot Squad comes out. I've made my thoughts on the Riot Squad very clear. And Ruby Riott wins with the Riot Kick, and that's a 2-time women's champion you just dropped by a single move. Like, I don't know. And then Charlotte comes in to make the save because the Riot Squad goes and does the beatdown. And Charlotte, kind of stop. It's just like, you got to go all out when you do that stuff. You can't,
for real. You can't just...
So then, after Charlotte gets beaten down because it's 3-on-2, the lame part of the locker room comes out.
The rest.
So, Diarrhea
Jax leads the way.
Lana, Natalia, all to Natalia's music, so she's obviously the leader of the lame part of the locker room.
Yeah.
Oh, and Carmella is there. And then they chase him off because it's 4-3. And Liv Morgan is talking shit, and her way of talking shit is saying, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. It's just like in a mocking way. She's the worst, and I don't want her on my panel.
Oh, wait, when is your burn going to start? When is that starting?
I hate her so much. So much.
Well, all right. See, now that's interesting, because so far in this episode, I know Mal Y loves the Alexa Bliss hate.
Yeah.
We did not hate on Alexa Bliss.
No, she was fine.
She was fine.
She played the shit hand that was handed to her. So then we get the first of the U.S. tourney matches: Bobby Roode versus Baron Corbin, and it's the match they've been having for the last month.
Pretty much. The best part of that match was Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, Roode gets the win. Here's hoping this is the end of Baron Corbin's push, because I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I'm finished. Then we get the second match, which is Jinder versus Ty. And as I wrote here, oh boy, Ty is going to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Ty's about the job to Jinder.
It was a good match, though. Ty's always entertaining. And Jinder did it. God, I hate Jinder's finishing move. It's just worthless. It's nothing.
It is.
It's just nothing.
It's just the move.
Like Jinder Mahal, it's nothing. And you know what? I will hinder
It's
Jinder.
a snoozer.
I will hinder Jinder all goddamn day long, because until he turns to the booking agent and says, I need a new goddamn finisher.
For real.
So I really don't like being right.
Mel was saying that was such a good match for Corbin, and it's okay, Martin hates everything else I like.
I don't really like being right all the time, but I was 100% right in this.
I'm loving right now that Sharon Corbin has a wolf on the back of her vest still.
Which one is Sharon? That's not Shayna.
No. It's the one on...
that's the put your hair up and square up dummy.
Yeah, she's like...
She's just a big dummy. She should come out with her SAT scores so we can see how dumb she really is.
But her vest is it has a wolf, and they're like wolfing her up a little bit.
Dumb.
Oh man, I wonder if they would take the route of like
glow. Can't wait till they mate and have the dumbest baby ever.
Oh, the belly buttons that those two will put together.
Anyways, so we get the Yep movement coming out, and of course they are the best. I absolutely love them. Earlier they had a interview with Renee, and it's just Sami going, "Yep,"
It's awesome.
It's just,
and I love that the crowd's putting it over too,
Yeah.
because now they're kind of realizing their strength.
So Owens, it's Owens versus Styles. Daniel Bryan put this match together because he's like, I want to give a gift to the crowd. Then they had one of the best feuds of the last year, so let's end it with a bang, and that's what Shane was questioning. Is like, how have you not banned Sami from the ring? And Daniel's like, well, now you know why they think you have a vendetta against them, because you're asking these questions. Like,
yeah, just right away, that's what you went for.
So of course, Sami ends up getting involved, doing a rather innocuous thing, and Shane comes down.
Of course,
and, he's like, Sami, you're banned from the ring, and the ref is distracted, and KO gets the roll-up win, and
Now you can make the argument for I deserve a title match.
And that's what I have written here, Owens Styles at the Rumble.
Yep, that's what we're going to see, because that's how he works.
Yes. So, overall, I truly enjoyed SmackDown. Raw was...
So... Does anybody here in the chat, what are you guys thinking? What did you like about the shows?
NXT last week was still the best. I'm looking forward to NXT this week. That was the other thing that happened in NXT. Sanity lost their belts to the Undisputed Era.
In an amazing match.
So damn good.
That finish was so good.
Yes.
I saw... See, it's the problem that you have when it's a spot monkey match is that there's no story build. Sometimes the finish feels like it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
This match started as a spot fest and then turned into...
building a story.
Started building the in-ring story.
And then went back into a spot fest as you get Nikki Cross jumping on top of Adam Cole.
Dude, Nikki Cross, she must have swung 50 or 60 times.
Oh, I love her.
She went insane. That was pretty awesome. That match was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Again, the finish, beautiful.
Yep.
They do the Eliminator style, but it's a little...
Exactly.
The roll with a... Is that a zigzaggy kind of thing?
Yes,
yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
Either way, beautiful. Eric Young took it. Awesome.
God. Again, I once again commend NXT on being able to make your guys that you're bringing up mesh with your guys that you're bringing in so well. They put on a coherent show almost every single week that is entertaining. Has multiple matches that are entertaining. The the Roderick Strong and Mark Sullivan match was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of those matches were great.
They had a really good week. Mel Wise saying Pete Dunne on NXT is killing it for me.
God.
Yeah, go
That
back. If you go way back to our second or third video, we review the TakeOver Chicago of Dunne and Bate for the title. This is such an awesome match. We do it sync up, so we'll tell you, like, if you watch the WWE Network, and we'll tell you right what we're seeing when we're seeing it, so you'll kind of be with us. That match might be my favorite match of the year.
Oh, no,
it is.
I will tell you, that is my favorite.
It is. My favorite belt was there.
Yeah, everything about it was amazing.
Everything about it was
the crowd was ridiculous. So.
Well, like we were saying, the round 2 of the tournament was a great match. But the crowd was so shot at that point.
Right, and this match that they had last week, same thing. This match actually might have been better than the one in Chicago, but it was the third or fourth taping at Full Sail, so the crowd was wrecked.
They were just beat. But when we saw Chicago, they were pumped.
And it was the second match of the night.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so NXT once again still the best. SmackDown's getting much better. They actually have a lot of coherent storylines coming through. That I'm intrigued to see what happens in the future. A couple miscellaneous things. If you get the chance, go to Nixon Newell and Dakota Kai are both in NXT. They're both female wrestlers. Nixon is from Wales. Dakota is from New Zealand. And they were doing this thing where they're going around the NXT compound trying to share Christmas joy. So they knock on a bunch of doors, including Ruby Riott, Shayna Baszler, and Kairi Sane. And it's super cute and hilarious. And for Christmas, Nixon changed her Twitter tag to Nixon Noel, and Dakota Kai, because she does a lot of kicks, changed her Twitter tag name to Kicks Kringle.
That's awesome.
So they're both super good in the ring. Dakota Kai's matches in the NYC were some of my favorites. And Nixon was unfortunately she wasn't able to be in the NYC. She had an ACL thing, but she's also really, really good. And it's once again, if this is the future, which is, obviously Triple H running things, and this is how he runs a show, the future is going to be very, very good because that NXT show is always tight and compact and gets the story across.
Absolutely, it's. You know what, though? The thing is that Triple H is a mark. At the end of the day, he really is. And he knows his wrestling inside and out. And he's actually wrestled and seen all of the bad things and the good things. He's doing such a good job. And
it brings me back to that picture I sent you. It was the picture that was taken after the night, the Raw, where CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Cody Rhodes, Zack Ryder, Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, and Beth Phoenix were all champions, and they took a picture together, all holding their belts.
Right there.
And basically, because these were the kids who weren't supposed to make it, and they were all champions somehow. With the exception of Rhodes, they're all undersized and not the correct.
And they don't have the pedigree.
Yeah, not the correct size or what have you. And it's one of my favorite pictures because it shows that. And the other thing is, all of those dudes growing up wanted to be wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to be
nerds.
They're not football players who fell into it. Again, not that you can't be a football player and fall into it and still not be a good wrestler, but they understand the culture. And there's a reason Kofi is still as good as he is right now. And it's just it's why I prefer the wrestlers I prefer. I found almost to a man, every wrestler I prefer is a dude who grew up wanting to be a wrestler.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's what makes Daniel Bryan so phenomenal.
Exactly. But anyways, so that was pretty much the week that was. I'm looking forward to NXT tonight. It should be a really, really good show because it's always a good show.
Yeah, we have like I said, we have a little bit of writing and doing stuff, so I think we'll be tossing that on the TV while we write.
And then Wrestle Kingdom is coming up too, January the 4th. Omega versus Jericho, Okada versus Naito. I probably mispronounced that, and I apologize.
Well, we do have the subscription.
Yep.
We're gonna watch it. I've got to figure out if we can watch it at 3 a.m. here on a big screen or something. But it'll be pretty amazing. No
I love the
what.
Story that they're pushing for Omega versus Jericho, which is, we might not go on last, but we are the main event. We're the we're the people bringing the world's eyes to this. Because they're and it's two boys from Winnipeg, so
not even the second best wrestler from Winnipeg versus the best wrestler in Winnipeg.
Exactly. So,
oh man, he's just the best. Yes. He is the best.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great card.
The GOAT. He truly is the GOAT.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, I think across the board we're looking at another great card there. So we'll be doing a video talking about that also. So stay tuned. Like we were saying, our new format, we're going to be working. We're going to have a few shorter videos, a little more digestible pieces, and then we'll be doing our weekly wrap-ups and on Wednesday, and then our normal Saturday show. But you'll see more unboxes and more things kind of come from us in between. Yep. It won't be as much of a wasteland in between the days. Days where Martin calls me and he's like, hey, we have to talk about something.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we just laugh for 10 minutes.
That's usually how it goes.
Almost every time, actually.
Yeah. And it's like we're friends or something.
Well, it's also Martin's wife going, oh, you got to talk to your husband.
Exactly. Well, this basically, you're starting to annoy me, so you need to go talk to your husband.
Yeah, exactly. Our wives get to that point where it's like, I don't care about Kenny Omega. Get away from me.
Yes.
So I think with that, we are 5 Live. I'm Bobby T.
I'm Martin. And as always, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Let us know how you think in the comments below. We're at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at 5AliveVP.
And also, don't forget, we do have some hashtags. As always, there's 5AliveVP, 5Live Pics, which is the one I like the most.
Yes.
If you take pictures of toys, whether it's wrestling toys, other action figures,
toys.
Anything, use that. And every now and then we do giveaways. Yep. Using that, we'll just pop it up, see what we like, and give away some stuff. So don't forget to check those out. And, I did want to start a new hashtag.
What's that?
Pretty simple one. 5AliveVP Wrestling.
Yep.
So if there's anything you want to say to us, any questions you have,
shouldn't it be wrestling?
Wrestling. No.
Yes. All right.
We are not the South. So don't forget, guys, you bought it because you loved it, and that's all that matters.